I knew it was coming. I knew it was going to happen. Joe Rogan asks Michio Kaku, pretty sure I got it right there. He asks him about AI and quantum computing. Because if you don't know, this physicist, he is working on quantum computing. That's the thing that he is focused on. He's one of the founders of string theory, and his main focus has just been quantum computing because he believes that's the thing that can answer all of the questions that we've always had about the universe, whether it's life or the meaning of the universe or why the universe does what it does. Like, it will be able to answer anything in its best form, not the most basic form, of course. So Joe Rogan asks him what will happen when AI, or more specifically, what will happen when ChatGPT combines with quantum computing. And his answer is actually pretty, it brings me some relief. But then also when I think about where the world's going in terms of AI, it kind of makes me a little worried at the same time. I'll explain after you hear the clip, but I got to bring you to our sponsors. Of course, you know who the sponsor is. Sold Not For Sale. I am Coach Colin. Oh man, we got hoodies, we got shirts, we got mugs, we got everything you need. And every single purchase helps us get rid of the demonetization. Well, not get rid of it, but helps us fight it, helps us fight them limiting our revenue, helps us so much. And when I say us, I mean me and my amazing wife, who's not here right now, but we do date night news together every single week. And just back to that site real quick. We have all that going on. Hoodies, shirts, and at the end of this episode, you see at the top here where it says 10% off code? You got to go to the YouTube channel. Well, you can get that 10% off, but it comes through me. And I'm going to give you that code at the end of this episode. And to every single person who's bought anything off of this site so far, thank you so much. You have no idea what it means to me. It's been a dream of mine to sell clothing for a really long time, about almost 20 years. And I've just never gotten to it, never had someone by my side who was good enough to actually, put me in a position to actually do that. And my wife has been that for me. So thank you so much. And let's get into the episode. Here's the clip. Let's go. Oh, I got to press here. There we go.
Yes.
The bar exam can be passed with a chatbot.
Yeah, it's like 98%, right? Now, here's the question. If quantum computing gets involved in AI, what are we looking at?
Well, first of all, AI is a software program. We're talking about homogenizing different kinds of essays on the web, splicing them together, and then passing it off as your latest creation. Basically, plagiarism using digital computers. It's a software question. However, quantum computers is bigger than that. Quantum computers is a hardware question where it actually increases your ability to do much more than with an ordinary digital computer. So the two of them, the chatbots that are a revolution in software, and then quantum computers, which are a revolution in hardware, when they get together, watch out. So we're talking about an extremely powerful alliance between software and hardware. Now, also, as you know, chatbots will also lie, cheat, swindle, joke, and do all sorts of crazy things.
Yes.
If you're a high school kid, you could write all sorts of science fiction scenarios, and some chatbot may grab pieces of that nonsense and incorporate it into their essay.
Oh, interesting. So it
Right.
can't discern what's accurate.
Exactly. The whole point. This is the whole ball of wax. Chatbots do not know what is correct or incorrect.
They just gather information so they could be gamed.
That's right. All they do is homogenize, cut up existing things that sound human, put it together, and then people say, my God, that sounds like a human wrote it. Of course, a human did write it.
Isn't that interesting that they could game that also if they wanted to find out what percentage of people believed a certain thing? If they had some bad actors, some foreign governments that decided they were going to spread narratives as widely as possible, and ChatGPT just gathers up all this information, it could give you an incorrect understanding of what's happening in the world. It
That's
can give you
right.
an incorrect understanding of politics, of
The whole
economics.
point is that even though there's a good aspect to all these software programs, The downside is that you can fabricate truth because it cannot tell the difference between false and what is false and what is true.
That's very
If
interesting.
you talk to the chatbot and say, "Do you know the difference between correct and incorrect?" and they say, "No, it's just on the web." They're just instructed to cobble together existing paragraphs, splice them together, and polish it up, and then spit it out. But is it correct? It doesn't care. It doesn't know.
So it is essentially like an amazing resource of information that's very flawed, that can't discern and can't think.
I do this, I have this problem all the time. I'm a professor, and I give assignments to the students, sometimes write a term paper. So what do? Some of them plagiarize.
How do you catch them?
Well, you read the essay, and then you read another essay, and you say, "I've heard that before. I've
Oh, you
seen
did
that
it the old-fashioned
expression."
way.
Yeah, right.
Right.
The old-fashioned way.
Yeah.
But you see, that's what a chatbot is. A chatbot is like a teenager that plagiarizes other people's essays, passes it off as their own. Now, I'm a scientist. We like to think about things that are creative, new, innovative, things that'll change our perception of the world. None of that, absolutely none of that, comes from a chatbot. A chatbot simply rearranges pre-existing essays. That's all
Yeah.
it does.
The thing is, though, that's all it does now. That's what's interesting. What's interesting is what you're talking about with quantum computing and the insane computational power.
Right.
And then apply that to having access to all of the information.
Right, but there's a good aspect too. You know, when I write a book, my publisher has a fact checker that goes through all the different statements that I make to make sure that they're all correct. There is no fact checker for chatbots. Let me repeat that again. There is no fact checker for chatbots. That is the whole ball of wax. That's the reason why they're so dangerous, because they don't know. These chatbots are machines. They don't know what is correct, what is incorrect. It's all the same to them. That's the danger, that they could incorporate teenagers ranting and raving about all sorts of garbage and put that in with articles that sound reasonable. You see? That's the problem. Now, here's where quantum computing.
Okay, so that's why it made me feel a little bit relieved, because the way he's talking about it, it's like, this is a machine. It's just cobbling things together. It doesn't actually think. It's actually just going based off of what we say and what we think and what we've put out into the world. Where the worry becomes is that's all it's doing, and it's still managing to take our jobs. Not everybody's, but there's been, BuzzFeed before they're like right now I think they're about to go into bankruptcy or something's happened with BuzzFeed. But at one point they got rid of 10% of their staff and replaced it with ChatGPT, right? How many other companies are going to do that? How many other companies like how many people who work in government right now are like creating policies with this thing? It's like their aide, and now they've fired their aide, who would be like training up to become into their position one day. They've gotten rid of that person, and now they're just using ChatGPT as their aide and just going through all of that. Like, you know what I mean? Like creating policy, writing articles, me, myself, I got a workout plan from ChatGPT. I didn't plan on paying for a personal trainer or anything, but now I don't have to. And I got a diet plan. I've lost 4 pounds since I started it. You know what I mean? Like, how crazy is that? So even though it's just hobbling together thoughts from different people and just whatever's on the web, it's still managing to get a leg up on us in many, many ways. So it's not, I'm not as worried as before, as if this thing's going to be awake and start really taking jobs and deciding what it's going to do with itself. But at the same time, it's like it's still in this super infant basic form, and it's getting a leg up on us. Like that's pretty wild. So, and this is coming from a guy who knows about this, right? It seems like he's more into the quantum because that's what he's researching, and I mean, not to say anything about him, but that's probably where his money's coming from right now. And not that he's made a quantum computer, but he is researching it. He is probably getting grants to do this research and to do these studies and to actually, find breakthroughs in this field. So, and plus that's what his book's about. He's on this show right now. He's on this episode promoting a book. So he's a little biased about quantum computing, but at the same time, he's still a genius and he still knows what he's talking about when he brings up ChatGPT and just chatbots in general. He doesn't seem that worried about it, but then again, he's a genius. He doesn't have to worry about it. His job's not in danger. Yeah, it's just, that was just a really interesting take on it. It's just cobbling things together. It's not actually alive. But then there's people on the other side. Somebody got fired from Google, and the reason they got fired because they're like, this thing is alive. This thing is awake. So it's like, I don't know. There's a lot of competing thoughts in this realm. But to hear it from somebody like him, who is really into that world and is really intelligent, like super smart, kind of gives me a little relief, because the way that it sounds when people are talking about it, especially Elon Musk, the way he talks about it, it's like, this is dangerous. This is really dangerous. And I'm not getting rid of that school of thought, not just pushing that aside and saying it's not dangerous anymore, but we still have time, right? Like right now, if you just listen to Elon Musk and you just hear the creator of OpenAI talk about how he's afraid of what he's built, you're kind of just like, wow, it's already too late. Like I was talking with my brother, I think today or yesterday, he was like, it's taking everyone's jobs. Everyone's jobs are going away because of it. And it's not actually true. Not yet. There's still time. Still time for us to just, pull the plug or something like that. Pull the plug or start mastering it ourselves. And I don't mean the elites. I don't mean like Klaus Schwab and letting those type of people master it. I mean the people. We the people. We got to start mastering it first. But it's a really interesting episode. Check it out. It's episode 1980. Right now I'm at 23 minutes and 5 seconds if you want to pick up right where I left off. And discount codes for everybody. 10% off in the store. I'm Coach Colin. That's the code. I made it real simple. You can't forget that. You just remember this face, and that's it. You just put it right in there. And for anybody who's in the U.S., I should actually call my wife. No, I shouldn't. The code is free U.S. shipping. Maybe I should just look it up real quick for you guys instead of just being like, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. Maybe I should do you guys a solid here. Let me see here. Bang. Boom. Where is it? Let's see it. For my wife. Nope. Can't find. There it is. Boom. Important message. Free ship USA. Wow, I said it wrong on the last episode. I apologize. Free ship USA. And if you're in the USA, you use that code, you will get free shipping. And the reason I say these codes at the end is because if you listened until this point, you deserve it. Thanks so much. I am out.